Hi, loves. Welcome to Love Letters from Your Higher Self. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy to be here because this is the first reading after a very long break that I took where I thought that I'm going to finish this podcast and I'm not going to return back to it. But it's my baby. It's one of my babies. I have so many podcasts and I love this podcast too. So I came back. I recorded new episode for Joyous to be my other podcast, and this is the new reading for this podcast. I am back. I'm not going to be recording weekly as I tried to do and failed miserably. I think I will record like once a month here, but yes, I'm back. I'm happy and I feel rested and I feel like I'm more in control of my time because I don't fall victim of this, mentality that as a content creator for my project to grow, I need to upload weekly to every project, like to every channel, to every podcast. And so, this used to this thought used to be the one that was messing things up for me, messing me up. And so I think I'm over it, and I will be working to be, I will be working on being over it. But yeah, so today's reading is very interesting because group number one, I don't even remember when I recorded the reading for group number one. Maybe it was like somewhere in October last year. I was going to come back and I recorded the first reading, and then I don't know, like I changed my mind or something, and that didn't happen. And so I just kept the reading, thinking that maybe I will get back to it later. And then, like today, I recorded readings for group number 2 and for group number 3. So the reading is gonna be, I found it somewhere on Pinterest, but I don't even remember now, like where to look for this reading and, and who's the author. But the reading was called What Life is Trying to Tell You. And there will be 3 questions. The first one is what you're going through right now. What you're going through right now. The second is going to be what lesson are you struggling to learn. And the third question is how to transform and heal this. And the identifiers today are colors. I pulled 3 cards from the deck called Lightseer's Tarot. And for group number 1, it's blue. For group number 2, it's purple. And for group number 3, it's orange or yellow, because the first time I pulled a card, I accidentally pulled 2 and I opened both of them. One was yellow and one was orange, and I was like, no, we need to decide on one color. And then I pulled another card, and it's like the background is yellow, but everything else is kind of orange. So it's yellow and orange, yellow or orange. So group number 1, blue, group number 2, purple, group number 3, yellow or orange. What else? Like if you feel cold, you can just choose by 1, 2 or 3, like group 1, group 2 or group 3. Or you can also check the timestamps in the description to this podcast, to this episode. There will be timestamps and maybe some, some number combination, some numbers will speak to you. And this is this is what will help you choose. And if you need more time to think about it, pause the podcast. Otherwise, you will find timestamps in the description. And let's do the reading. And we'll start with group number 1. Okay, so group number 1, your color was blue. And the first thing that we're going to look at is going to be what you're going through. Let's see what you're going through. What you're going through right now. And like The answer to this question will help you clarify, will help you understand if you chose correctly. And if it doesn't resonate, then you'd better choose a different group. But yeah, let's see what you're going through. So what you're going through right now is releasing some of your expectations. I would say that the way I see it is that, like, it's not a well, for now, what I see, I just opened one card out of 4, and I feel like it's a process of, like, it's a very sad, it might be a very sad process of, saying goodbye to, like, to what you were hoping for, and it feels like betrayal, it feels painful. But like, the process that you're going through right now is important because you want, like, you're aiming for the better, you're aiming for more. I feel like you were holding yourself back, maybe, and you were I want to open other cards to see clearly. It's like you were, it's like you were living with this thinking that in order to achieve your dream, to fulfill your dream, your big dream or your big dreams, you need to, go through hell. And in reality, I would say that this hell was created for you by someone else. And you were just, going with, like, you were just going along, or how do we say it? Going along? Flowing along? Like, and you were not choosing yourself, but you were choosing somebody else, and you were choosing somebody else's expectations. And now you're, like, saying goodbye to being this good version of you, like, good girl or good boy, or, like, good person. And it's painful because you would like to be a good person for everybody, but, like, you finally realize that your big dreams are more important. And now you are actually ready to do whatever it takes, but, like, to make yourself happy, and you finally realized, like, what your priorities are. And this is what you're going through right now. This is what you're living through right now. Like, it's painful. And it's like you're saying goodbye to something, and it's sad. You're saying goodbye to the old version of you that you loved, you adored, and you're choosing yourself finally. And it's a good thing. And it's hard. It's also hard, but like, the way you were living before, it was very hard. It was hard for you. And this, good person is still inside of you, but you're just not letting other people use her or him anymore, or them. And, like, this is what's important. Like, what you're going through right now is hard, but it was harder. And how do people say it? It's like when the pain of staying the same became more than the pain of changing. And, like, in your life, it feels to me like the pain of changing started to seem not that painful anymore, And this is why, like, what's happening right now is happening. The next question, the next thing that we are going to look at is, what lesson are you struggling to learn? What lesson are you struggling to learn, and why the process that you're going through right now is like, it's hard, and, like, how can we make it easier? No, how can we make it easier is something that we'll look at after that. But right now, what lesson are you struggling to learn? So the lesson you're struggling to learn is that you are allowed to want what you want and to have what you want, even if nobody around you understands you and gets you, and you still get to have what you want. And like, it's like you're not accepting this truth. It's like you're not allowing yourself, or you don't believe that you are allowed to be free, and like, to transform into something else. It's like you're so used to what people like, what people are used to. um, you're so used to be this version of you that is familiar for everybody else, that you're just not allowing yourself to change. And I feel like you at the same time are noticing that the world around you is changing, and the other people around you are changing, and even the people who would prefer you stay the same, they are changing. Everybody around you is changing, and you are holding yourself back, and you're not allowing yourself to evolve. Why? Because of them? Like, you know, it's like, I also am looking at the card, the blue card, that we used as your identifier. It's King of Cups in the Lightseers deck, in the Lightseers tarot. Um, and to me, it's about, like, integrating the past experience and moving forward, but moving forward as this new version of you, of a new person. And the lesson that you're not, that you're struggling to learn, is that you are not allowing yourself to be that. You're not allowing yourself to integrate what you learned, but become a new person, a new version of yourself, the version of self, like the version of yourself that you want to be, because you think that it's like that you will not be accepted, because you don't believe that you can. I don't believe this is not what I see. I don't see that you don't believe that you can. I see that you don't believe that you are allowed, that you will be accepted and loved if you change. It's like, it feels like somebody around you for years has been telling you that, like, you are not allowed to change, that you are not allowed to be different, and now you just you got to a point where you cannot not be different. You are different. You're already different, and you're struggling. The lesson you're struggling to learn is that you get to break free from this, and you get to even be a villain in somebody else's story, if they choose to see you as that, and you're not responsible for other people's stories that they tell themselves, even if they're stories about you. And for years um, you've been thinking that you're responsible for other people's stories, and for how other people view you, and it was holding you back, and it was making you struggle, and it was not helpful at all, and you were spending so much energy and so much resources of yours on this, and it feels like you're still struggling to learn this. It's like you're struggling to be a bad person in somebody else's eyes, and you choose them over yourself. You're not choosing yourself. You're not choosing your happiness, because you are so, like, it's so sad for you to even accept the thought, the idea that somebody who you care about may think that you're not who you are, like you're not this good person, and like it's a real struggle for you. And returning back to the first question, what you're going through right now, I'd say that since it was your desire to follow your dreams and to put yourself first and make your dreams and your goals a priority in your life, you led yourself to this. You created what you're going through right now. It's like you got to a point where you just cannot not change. You are changing, your life is changing, and it's this it's this point in life where the universe is like, okay, I'm gonna do this for you. You just sit down and breathe, because life is just changing around you, and you get to believe that it's for you. It's a positive change, and it has this painful part because you are holding on to what you like what one part of you is ready to release already. So cry it out, um, express your emotions, grieve. You're allowed to grieve, but at the same time, you are, worthy of so much more, and you're not letting yourself to get what you are worthy of. And the third part is how to transform and heal this. How can you transform and heal this? Is just accept that, like, this is the point in life where you get to, like, what's going on is what's going on. You are where you are, and it's okay. The way Abraham Hicks says the same thing. Is like, I am where I am, and it's okay. Accept the transformation, accept that it's hard for you, allow yourself to grieve, and you will make it easy for yourself. Just trust that, like, what's gonna happen next is gonna make you so happy. And like from now on, this is the rock bottom, and like from this place the only way is up, and like, even if you are kicking and screaming and struggling right now, the change is still happening, and you cannot you cannot stop knowing what you know right now about your life, about yourself, about other people, and you just get to, breathe through it and, enjoy the ride. There is this meme on the internet where it's like a picture of a burning carousel, and like just on fire, completely on fire, and it says that, like, your spiritual guide says just enjoy the ride, and then it's like the ride, and this is a carousel that is burning. And like the way I say it right now is like kind of like that, just enjoy the ride. Well, sorry, but it's the universe transforming your life for you, because you've been asking for this change for so long, and even if right now it feels painful, the way things were, like, it couldn't last for longer, because like, this is the end of that journey, of that part of the journey, and you just get to accept it. You just get to trust yourself. And even if right now you feel lost and you want to calculate all the steps to make only the right steps forward, you get to just trust yourself and your senses, and maybe you will not know all the information that you need to know to make decisions, going forward. But you get to just trust. You get to just trust that what you feel and what you sense is right. And as you're going to make your new steps forward into the new direction, into your new life, you will gain more and more clarity on where to move. And you can't mess it up. You can never mess it up, because you're always led. You're always led, and everything that is happening around you is happening for you, And again, the way Abraham Hicks say, you are pure positive energy. So if you let go, you will move into direction of your dreams, And like, what you need to do is to trust that everything that is happening to you is happening for a reason. And like, I don't always agree with this phrase, because I believe that we have more control on this. And we're not just, victims of the universe trying to teach us a lesson. But like, in your situation, the way I see it is like, you've been tolerating something that you shouldn't have tolerated for so long. You were betraying yourself, and your inner child is just crying for your attention and your love and your support. And like, the best way to go through what you're going through right now is to return back to yourself and take care of your inner child, and ask yourself every day, like, what your heart wants. What does your heart want, and what does your body want, and what does your soul want? And just do little steps to make you feel better, to make yourself feel better, and trust that you will make the right decision, to make the right choice, and trust that There are people in your life, in your field, that want to help you, and there are people in your life who care about you, and like they're the people you dream about having next to you, you know. And by facing this contrast of having people in your life who don't appreciate you, who don't want you to change, like this was the contrast that helped you clarify more what you don't want and what you do want. And the people who are better than this are already around you, are already in your field, and they're ready to open their hearts and their arms for you. And the universe is moving you into this direction right now, into the direction of those people, into the direction of your dreams, you know. You get to trust that. You just get to trust that. You just get to trust that and trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to take care of your body. Learn to listen to your body just on a basic level. What does your body want right now? How does it feel right now? Where does it feel bad? Where does it feel good? And pay attention to your body, because your intuition is talking to you through your body, you know, through the sensations in your body. And like what you need to do right now is take care of yourself and accept what's going on and accept what's happening, and trust that the end is very close, the end of the situation, and it's going to be a beautiful ride after that. Just integrate what you learned and allow yourself to become a new person. And maybe journal about like what kind of person do you want to be. The person living out your dream is like, how does this person look like? How does this person feel like? No, not like. How does this person feel, and how does this person look? And yeah, and learn step by step by step to become this person. And I again want to I think I shared this quote with you already. I can't remember exactly like word by word, but in one of the books about tarot that I'm reading currently, there was a quote that if you want to live in harmony, you need to come up with the rules that are comfortable for you and live by them, like live in accordance with them as if they are already true, you know. And that's it. That's the reading for you today. I hope it was helpful. In conclusion, again, the bullet points is that what's going on with you right now is what's leading you to your biggest dreams. And for that, you need to release something that's not serving you. And what you're struggling to learn is that you deserve this. You deserve change. You deserve to be free. You deserve to transform into the version of you that you want to be. And you deserve to follow your dreams, even if somebody else thinks and tells you constantly that those dreams are not valid, you know. And how you can transform this and heal this and integrate this is just trust. Trust that what's going on right now is for your in your favor, for your advantage, like for the best outcome possible for you. And trust yourself. Rest, take care of yourself, but also trust that you are helped, that you are being helped, you're loved, you're supported, you're led, you're guided. And when the time is right, just trust your intuition and your senses and like the information that you already have to make the best decision. And just know that you can't mess it up, because as you make decisions in life, you will gain more clarity and you will always be able to change your way, you know. If you realize that like that the choice you made is wrong, it's never too late to choose differently. But like this is how you learn to trust yourself and to, you know, make decisions instead of waiting for somebody else to make them for you. And this is the message for you today. Group number 1, thank you so much for listening. And now we're moving to group number 2. Bye. Group number 2, your color was purple. And the card was Ace of Wands, and I'm not gonna look into it right now, but like in the during the reading I will feel that it will add some additional meaning, and I will let you know about it. But for now I'm not gonna look into this card. The first thing that we're gonna see is what you are going through right now. What are you going through right now? Let's see. So what are you going through right now is, I feel like you're birthing something. You are in the process of creation, and maybe it doesn't even feel like that. It may feel like stagnancy. It may feel like you don't know what to do next. It may feel like, you need to like push yourself to come up with ideas, to come up with a plan, but you may not have energy to do that, and it's okay because you desired so much. You sent too many rockets of desires, and like you cannot not move, you cannot not evolve. You're evolving right now, and you can take it slow, and you can take care of yourself. And the best thing that you can do that will to make sure that you are gonna be moving in the direction that you prefer is when you rearrange your thoughts. Because right now I feel like, because of the stagnancy, you may feel chaotic, you may feel overwhelmed, and like maybe even scared a little bit. And this is how you create your reality. You create your reality with your thoughts. So change your thoughts. If you knew for sure 100% that everything is going to be okay, that you're going to evolve into the direction that you want to, and it's going to be amazing, inspiring, incredible. I was looking for some other word that started with E sound. I can't, not enormous. Okay, never mind. Amazing, incredible. It probably was incredible. Like, it's gonna be magical. If you knew that for sure, how would you feel right now? If, if an angel, your guardian angel, materialized in front of you right now, and looking into your eyes, if it said, he said, she said, they said, that everything is going to be okay, and you're gonna, all your dreams are coming true right now, and all your dreams are looking for you right now, and you can just relax and just be and align your thoughts with the desired outcome. How would you feel? Like, you would react to life differently. You would make things mean different things, like positive things. And this is what you need to do, because what you're going through right now is, like, you want to have the whole plan for your life, to see it for sure, like, so you would know where you're going. And right now you feel like, like you don't see it's like you're blind or something, like you don't see, and like it scares you, and it's triggering, and it's maybe, I said that it's triggering, and maybe you need to look into this trigger and do some like deep work, like shadow work, and heal your inner child, for whom it was really scary to not see the way, the path, like 10 steps ahead, right? Because like this is what's triggering, and this is what nerve-wracking for you right now. But like what you need to do is decide, and what you need to realize right now and understand is that like there is no plan that that the universe could show you, because you are creating this plan. And instead of looking for somebody else to give you this plan, which puts us in the victim mentality, because somebody else, like God sitting on a cloud, has the plan and is not showing it to you, you decide what the plan is, and you create this plan, and God gives you exactly what you want. I want to emphasize this. There is this belief that God is this energy that knows better, and like a loving parent, it just doesn't tell you everything because he wants to protect you. And this is bullshit. I'm sorry if I triggered somebody, but this is not true. you are the same energy that is God. You are the energy that creates a world, and like the world that you created for yourself right now, like you created this world, and you have the plan. And whatever you decide is going to be it if you align yourself with it. And in case you didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you. Um, anyway, in case you didn't know, what was I going to say? That you are. Okay, I forgot. I completely forgot what I was saying. I wanted to say that, like, to align with that truth means to decide that it's true for you and live in accordance with this truth as if it's, happening right now, as if it's already true, without looking at the reality for now, because you will be waiting for the reality to change and align with your thoughts, but your thoughts come first, and you create your life with your own thoughts. I don't know, like, I feel like I want to scream it from the rooftop for you to hear it, because I feel like there is some victim mentality going on, like, why is life happening to me? I want to know the whole plan. I want to see the whole plan. And like, you're suffering. I want to say you're suffering in vain because of this. Like, I don't know. There is a song that I remembered. I can't even remember the band that's singing it, like Vanilla Ninja or something. They have the song where they rhymed insane and in vain. And that's all I remember about the song, but like, I remember just these two words. Like, you're doing it insane. No, I mean, what? You're doing it in vain, and this is what insanity is. Like, you are creating your own reality, but you are creating the reality where there is somebody, like, higher than you who knows better and doesn't show you the plan, and this is why you're suffering. Like, I don't know why even I got into this, but maybe some of you needed it. So, and I opened just one card out of three. So what you're going through right now is, and here's this Ace of Wands, the purple card that like, that was your identifier. You are burning with desire, and you need to focus on your desire. And what you may not understand is that, like, sometimes we think that we're focusing on our desire when actually we're focusing on the lack of it. Abraham Hicks say that every subject is two subjects, right? Like, we can think about what we want, and we can think about, like, not having it. And based on those two thoughts, we will have different feelings. If we think about, oh, how juicy and amazing and incredible it would be to have this, we feel light and we feel inspired and we feel, like, we feel good. And when we think about not having it, we feel sad and we feel scared and we feel overwhelmed and we feel, hopeless. And it's up to you. You control this. And you need to focus. I felt like saying, and you, Missy, need to focus on your desires. This is not how I usually talk, but I don't know. For some, maybe it's, like, it's a, I don't know, trigger word or like a sign word for some of you or for one of you. But like, said with love, but you need to focus on what you want. And I said that, like, right now, what you're not struggling with, maybe what you're struggling with, what you're going through is this sense of stagnation, and you fill it with meaning. Either you decide that it means something good, or either you decide, or you decide that it means something bad. And, you give meaning to everything in your reality. You give meaning to everything in your world. So back to the reading. What you're going through right now is this, like, from this stagnation, there is this energy of that you need to, like, be aggressive, and you need to remind the universe what you're made of and what you want, because, like, this, you need to put out into the world this aggressive energy, so the universe would know what you want, like, so the world would know what you want. In case you hear something, like jingles, or what's it called? It's my cat Mouse eating because I'm recording in the kitchen, and this is why. I'm not even sure if you hear it or not. I hear it. So you believe that you need to put out this aggressive energy, and it's your wounded inner child that learned somewhere along the way that that she or he needs to fight back to be seen. And like the unconditionally loving energy of God is not that. And you need to learn how to build a more trusting relationship with the universe, but for that you need to stop seeing it as a loving parent who knows better, because this is not empowering. How is it empowering? I don't feel like it's empowering for you to remain, I want to say, blind, because like something higher than you knows better and is not sharing what it knows. Oh my god, my cat came and she just is sitting on all of my cards. Okay, I need to pause the recording and do something about it. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And so the third card, the last card for this question is okay. So what you're going through right now is, like, I want to say, so like there's something birthing, there's something in the process of creation, and it's you who started this process, and it's you who wished for the change. But you feel like you can't relax into this change because you feel like you need to do something, like to remind the world about your desires. And I feel like there is a piece of advice here that you need to relax, and that way it's gonna be easier for you, align with abundance. And like I feel like you're already trying this, and this reading is kind of supporting you in that, like it's meant to support you in this. But like everything that is happening right now is happening because you wanted it so bad. And if you align with the thought that everything that is happening for you, and it's not in a way that like you're going to get through shit and it's gonna be a good lesson for you. No, it's like everything is reorganizing to be the best version of what you wanted, and align with that, and then you will be able to relax, because I feel like you're trying to relax and you don't know how. Okay, the next thing that we are going to look at is, what lesson are you struggling to learn? What lesson are you struggling to learn? I would say that it's I want to say the lesson that you're struggling to learn is this. First of all, that you need to relax, and you don't know how to relax, and you are not even sure that you are able, that you are allowed to relax, and like when there's so much going on in the world. And I feel like I need to remind you of the gratitude practice and the importance of it, because it will make your life so much easier. And like the lesson that you're struggling to learn is the lesson of joy, is the fact that suffering is not necessary, that you can set yourself free from suffering, that like you can relax, and everything that you want is going to find you and gonna be manifested, and like you don't have to run, and you don't have to like what's it called, what do you do with the head against the wall, the wall, bang your head against the wall? I'm not sure, but like this is what you're trying to do, and this is what hasn't been working, and it again comes from this aggressive energy, and you need to do some deeper work on that and heal that, because you just feel safer when you just run and struggle, but at least you do something and you don't just sit there and wait, because sitting there and waiting is stressful. Of course it's stressful when shitty thoughts are like flooding your mind, and like it's hard to trust that way. But lesson you're struggling to learn is that you can just sit there and observe, and you can just, play, and you can just relax, and you can just have fun and, be the light for others and inspire others. I feel like another piece of advice from this reading is, I usually, not usually, but I sometimes, when I see, some sign in a reading that tells me that my client is a teacher, has the energy of a teacher, has the energy of a light worker, of a person who wants to inspire others. I usually recommend to start a blog and to share lessons, not life lessons, but to share inspiration with the world. Why? Because you start seeing everything in your life not as not as a curse, not as something that happened to you, but as something you can transform, and as something that you can use to inspire others. And that way you inspire yourself. It's like you zoom out and you start looking at your life that way, as if you were a teacher, and with the help of your life you teach. And then you will see some ideas that are screwing yourself, screwing you up, screwing you up, because they just don't match and they just don't inspire. And I feel like if you feel called, this could be, an invitation for you to do that. So you could look at your eyes through the lens of what I can take here, what conclusions I can make from here, to inspire others and to help others feel better. And that way, when you do that, you constantly, post stuff, or maybe it can be a blog, it can be a channel, it can be a podcast, whatever. It can be just if you don't want to put your content out there, maybe you just start a blog and make it on a closed account, private account, and make a deal with yourself that you will publish everything just a year later. A year later, you will read and decide if it's worth publishing or not. I was translating some of my old posts from 2020 that were written in Russian, and I was translating them into... No, they were written in English, and I was translating them into Russian. And I saw that there was a post that I wrote in English, but I translated half of it in Russian, and I was rereading that, and I realized that there was this phrase in the original post written in English where I said that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And I didn't translate it into Russian. I just skipped that message, that sentence. And I noticed that, and I remembered that back when I started my blog, I felt that it's too out there to tell my Russians that they don't have to do what they don't want to do. And maybe it was because I was struggling with this thought, and I was trying to believe it myself, but I was doing a lot of things that I didn't want to do, and I was just learning to trust life, to trust the process, and to free myself from more and more things like that, and to only do what I want. But I didn't translate it back then. And why did I decide to share this with you? I don't remember. So back to the reading, what lesson are you struggling to learn is that you can relax. And that relaxation doesn't mean that you relax, take a bath, or lay down and keep thinking your negative thoughts about that, the world is doing something to you. The universe is teaching you a lesson that you're not getting, because this is not helpful. And because even when you relax, you create your reality with your thoughts. And the thoughts that you think matter, even if they're just, dull thoughts that happen in your mind when you don't really pay attention. Those thoughts still create your reality. and maybe go on a mental diet, and maybe create affirmations, like take all the areas in your life that don't work the way you want them to, and create positive, like write down all the things around those areas, all the negative things that you have, and then transform them all into positive affirmations. Record those positive affirmations with your voice as a voice message on some app, and then listen to it and repeat it with yourself, like because you need to start creating a better reality with your thoughts. And it means relaxing. That way you are not you won't feel less and less need to bang your head against the wall, the wall, not the world. I keep wanting to say bang your head against the world. And like, you will be able to relax more and more. But you can relax, you can celebrate life, you can do what you want, you can just relax and chill and observe miracles happening if you are allowing them in your thoughts. Your thoughts are powerful, your thoughts are the filter through which you see the world. And so the last question that we're going to look at is how to transform and heal this. Well, actually, I feel like we already looked into this, but let's see what else your higher self, your spirit team, has to say about this. How to transform and heal this. Like, I feel like everything that I shared with you today, you already know, you already knew that, and like, it's already your truth, and it's probably resonating with you a lot, because it's your inner truth too. And like, pay attention to how it felt, because this is how your inner truth feels. This is how your inner truth tastes and sounds like within yourself. And everything that comes from it, you now know how it feels. It feels good, it feels relaxing, it feels like like a breath of fresh air. I wanted to say it feels like you're finally able to breathe out and just like, allow yourself to slow down a little bit. And I want to say that the things that you create, the struggles that you create in your reality, it's also you who is doing this to yourself. And there is some limiting belief going on that like, God is doing this to you, or your higher self is doing this to you because you need to learn the lesson. Fuck the lessons. Fuck the lessons. Fuck the lessons. I think I already, well, maybe not in this, not on this podcast. I'm not sure. I took a long break from both my podcasts in English, and I'm not sure. I can't remember if I talked about this or not on my English podcast. But I think I did, because like, it's my deep inner truth that like, the universe is not teaching you anything. The universe wants you to feel good. God wants you to be happy, because like, where you want to grow, you're meant to grow, because God wants to expand in that direction, because it's juicy for it too, because the energy that creates a world is evolving too, and like, it's evolving with your help. You are on this leading edge, to put it in Abraham Hicks's terms. But I feel like, the struggles that you create for yourself are because deep down you have this setting, you have this belief implemented in you a long time ago that bad things cause like good conclusions and good insights and good lessons, and they help you evolve and transform. And also like, you've learned to respect yourself for being resilient and for being strong and for being, like, powerful and capable of everything. And even if you're, again, I can't remember how to say it in proper English, like if you're pushed with your back against the wall, again, the world, the wall, you will, you will still survive. And this is this is what you know about yourself and this is what makes you proud. But in order to remind yourself about this, like, since it's your belief, since it's your expectation, and since you know how to survive, to what's the word? Like, to reaffirm this about yourself over and over again, you will be creating the struggles over and over again. To then tell yourself, I knew that I was resilient. I knew that I was so powerful. I knew that I could do this. But then there is another part of you that is like, I'm so fucking tired of proving my power and proving my strength all the time. Like, I'm done with this shit, right? And I want to remind you that it's you who create this shit, like, and you need to start learning. I mean, you need to start learning to love yourself for something else, for just being, for being soft, for being gentle, for being relaxed. All those qualities that, that you didn't maybe, like, that people in your life didn't see and didn't appreciate you for, like maybe in your childhood, I don't know. But like, you are struggling to set the struggles free from your life because you feel like otherwise you won't be, growing. But you can grow from desire just because you want to grow, because you're fully rested and you feel inspired and you move in the direction of your desires and it feels good. And, you're allowed not to be strong anymore. I mean, like, you are for sure, but like, you are allowed to finally relax, and not to be resilient anymore, not need that quality in you anymore, and just create softness and gentleness. And how, like, even, notice how you feel when I say that. Is there something in you that says that it's too good to be true and that maybe I'm lying to you? Because this could be a sign that some deeper work needs to be done. And, take this advice about creating tons of affirmations on in all the areas of your life and repeating them, and like going on this kind of mental diet as you allow yourself to relax, because you seriously need to change your thoughts about these things. And this is all that I have, for you, that I want to tell you. And I want to remind you that I have one more podcast in English called Joyous to Be. I'm back there too. I'm back on there too. I already recorded one episode, and then, like, I'm thinking that I will do occasional collective readings there, and maybe sometimes talk if I feel like talking about something that I find important. And so I invite you to listen to that podcast too, if you feel called, if it resonates. What else? If you want to work with me, reach out. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm not sure, like, I didn't listen to the last episode before this one. I didn't really listen, and like, I don't remember what I said there, but I did change my Instagram handle, and now it's the Dasha Talks. The Russian one is Dasha Talks, and the English one is the Dasha Talks. So you can find me there and send me a DM, and I will tell you how we can work together. And I do express readings, I do full channeling sessions, and and that is all that I wanted to say. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope this reading was helpful. Okay, we're moving to, is it how we say it? We're moving to group number 3. Okay, group number 3 now. Bye. Group number 3, your color was yellow or orange, and I will look at the card. That was your identifying card a little bit later. It's the Emperor, and for now I'm not gonna be reading this card. I will just put it aside, and whenever I feel that it adds an additional meaning, I will look at it and I will share with you what I see. But for now, let's see. The first question was what you're going through. So, what are you going through right now? I would say that you are like whatever you're going through right now, it's a contrast, the contrast needed for you to understand better what you want and what you don't want. And you may feel like you don't know what to choose. You may feel like you don't know in which, direction to look. And, but like, it's a good place to be. And I feel like, um, I would say that you are more on a peaceful side. You feel pretty peaceful, and you need to stay in there. Like stay in this vibe of being peaceful and count your blessings and do gratitude practice and pay attention to what is already working in your life and what is good in your life. I see that you're in a pretty peaceful state and all is well. You may be a little bit, like holding on too tightly. Um, you know, how do we continue the sentence? Holding on too tightly to the peace that you feel right now because you may not feel like it's gonna last, and maybe like somewhere deep inside you may feel you may sorry, you may wait for another shoe to drop and like it's keeping you uncomfortable, but like again, not again, because like I said it for group number 2. That's why it's not again. You haven't heard this message if you didn't listen to group number 2. But I wanted to say you create your reality with the power of your thoughts. And I feel like your situation right now is pretty peaceful, and you know how to like how to relax and how to make yourself feel at peace and all is well. Only you are doubting that it may last, and you are not sure what you want to do next. And it may feel, maybe not for all of them, I mean for all of you, I mean maybe it's for some of you, but it's like there is this either or happening in your thoughts where you are not sure whether you want to stay in this peaceful but stagnant state, or you can move. And then where do you want to move, and are you ready to move? Is it gonna be chaotic if you move? Maybe you want to stay in this peaceful place for a while, and it may start feeling like stagnancy already, exactly because like you are ready to move but you are scared that it's gonna be uncomfortable. And if you expect something to be uncomfortable, you will create it. You need to work on that before you move, because like it doesn't have to be uncomfortable, it doesn't have to be a struggle. You can move from a peaceful place, and like you can move in peace and harmony. You don't have it's like, if you were choosing between group 2 and group 3, maybe listen to group 2 if you feel resonated. I mean, if you feel called, if you feel like it resonates, because like there is message for you there, especially about that, like you create your reality, you create what you see in the world, because the world is your creation. But all in all, you're pretty peaceful, and like look at the time that is happening, like look at what's happening to you right now is like feedback from the world to help you make a decision. I wanted to say make the right decision. Like so you would move further with joy and with peace, and like relying on your healed inner masculine energy. And like you will make a plan, and you will understand more what you want, and you will move into the direction in the direction of abundance, and it's all gonna be great. And you kind of need to listen the reading that I made for group 2, because there will be some useful information for you, I feel like, there. So like trust yourself more than you trust me, but if you feel called, find time to listen to the reading for group 2. So, what lesson are you struggling to learn right now? What lesson are you struggling to learn? What lesson are you struggling to learn? I want to say patience. Um, I want to say moderation, even though I personally, like human Dasha, I don't like that. Like, what do you mean moderation? You can have everything that you want. But the lesson that you're struggling to learn right now is that, like, you know, that good things can happen, and you don't have to run, and you don't have to chase, and you don't have to struggle, and you don't have to constantly remind the world about you in case it forgets. Like, you can create the life that you want, the life of your dreams, from being in this patient energy, knowing that everything is working out for you and everything will work out, and God has a plan for you, and it's an amazing plan. And like, it contains of all the desires that you ever sent into the world, into your vortex. The way Abraham Hicks, they say, you send a lot of rockets of desire into your vortex, and like, your higher self caught all of them and heard all of them and became all of them. And now, like, you don't have to struggle. You can patiently and comfortably move into this direction, or like, of those desires. And you also, like, it's important to you, for you to, give your world and your energy and your support and your insights to the world. I feel like you're this, like, lighthouse, I wanted to say, that guides other people, and it's important for you to, to spread that message too. And I feel like this Emperor card that was your identifier is here to, to show us, so I could remind you that, like, whatever you decide is gonna be, and you can, like, you need to work on building this kind of relationship with yourself, where you just trust that whatever it may not even just be a relationship with yourself. It also can be like healing your relationship with the universe and how you see the universe. Again, like, you need to listen to the reading I made for group number 2, because it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be very helpful. But back to the reading, I feel like the reading is like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, because it usually makes, makes sense and adds to the meaning. So, first of all, I feel like this reading is pretty chaotic, and I feel like it's the, like, the chaotic energy that is in your vibration too. And I'm sitting here struggling, because I am recording this podcast in the kitchen, because we have a one-room apartment, and I wanted to have some space from my husband so I could just, record my podcast in peace. And I was sitting when I was recording a reading for group number 2. I was comfortably sitting by the window, and like, I felt good. But then I was like, okay, I need to change something. Like, I need to like, I was comfortable there, but for some reason I decided that I need to change my position. And so I'm sitting on a chair near the table, and I'm so uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm trying to find the best way for me to sit, and this is why, like, I'm moving constantly. I'm sitting, like, I try one position and I try another position, and like, the reading feels chaotic, and how I move feels chaotic. Like, I'm not comfortable, and I'm trying to find the position that would be comfortable. And why did I move? Why did I choose to move? I choose to trust that, like, this energy is somehow connected to you and how you feel. And like, based on just how I feel right now, I would say that the position you're in right now is like, I tell you that you feel comfortable and that you're in a good place, but you don't feel comfortable because like even if it's a good place, it's not the best and you want more, and it's okay. And at the same time, the lesson that you are struggling to learn is that you can choose, and you can just, like I can just pause this podcast, pause the recording right now, and reorganize everything and just choose a better position for myself, and then continue, but I actually found a position in which I'm comfortable, so I think I'm gonna continue. But like it's just based on the chaos that I felt inside. And looking at the cards, I would say that the lesson that you're struggling to learn is that everything can be your way, and you can teach other people this peaceful creative process, peaceful creation. Like I feel like we need additional cards on this actually. On the vibe, the energy you're in right now, and the lesson that you're struggling to learn. Hold on. I will pull a few more cards. So, like, let's add a few additional cards. Oh God, they all dropped. But I see the Chariot. Ooh, that's interesting. Hold on. Okay, guys, I had to relocate, and this reading is a mess, and I'm going to keep it because right now I was thinking, like, I went to the bedroom, and I'm sitting comfortably on the bed, and I was thinking about that. Oh my God, this reading is just, it's so messy and so chaotic, and maybe I should just, delete all that and start over. But I choose to trust that because, I receive feedback a lot from my readings, and like from the people I do readings for. And even the energy in which I record, when I share this energy, it adds layers of meaning, and like for some reason, this reading needed to be that. And but I, like, because I dropped a lot of cards, I needed to gather them all and to just count them to make sure that none of them got lost. So everything is okay, none of them got lost. But I will pull cards again, so we'll see. Hold on. So the first question was what you're going through right now. Let's add some additional cards to there. The Chariot. There was a Chariot, and it, like, to me it again was about that, like, what you're going through right now is created by you, and like nothing is bad, all is good, all is well. But maybe you feel a little bit stagnant, and you feel a little bit tired, and maybe even feel like you may feel a little bit tired, or a lot, like very tired, from like people telling you that all is well and everything is gonna be okay, and you're like, I don't feel it, I don't see it, what the fuck is going on, like, and the advice to count your blessings comes to mind, because right now you are, like, you need to shift your energy a little bit, because you're in a good position to manifest really amazing things for yourself, but you're just tired, and you're just, like, you need to learn to relax a little bit, and you need to do some gratitude practice, um so what are you going through right now? Yeah, see, all the cards that I see are good cards. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You are okay. Make it your affirmation. I'm okay. Everything that is going to me is going to me. All the good things are coming to me, and everything that is going on in my life is good. It's for my highest good. And it doesn't mean, again, I want to say, it doesn't mean that like you're going through shit and it's for your highest good. You can transform it. You don't have to go through shit. But like, celebrate life, and don't forget to pay attention, close attention to what makes you happy, and do all of that, and control your freaking thoughts. I feel like, I feel like everything that is going on in your life can be transformed just like in a second. you're not in a bad position. Everything is okay. And like people assist you, the world assists you, your like all your desires are heard, and yet you don't see it. You don't see any of it. You see that maybe some of you even see that their life sucks and that nothing good is going on, and like you're frustrated and upset, and like you need to control your thoughts. You need to go on a mental diet again. I wanted to remind you that the reading for group number 2 would probably really resonate with you. Okay, and let's pull some additional cards for the next question. What lesson are you struggling to learn? What lesson are you struggling to learn? What lesson are you struggling to learn? I don't know why I'm reading. The lesson that the lesson that you are struggling to learn is that first of all, everything is according to the plan. Second of all, your inner being helps you to get what you want through your path of least resistance. But if you have so much resistance, there is no, like I want to say flawless path. And like you need to work on your resistance. And I feel like, like imagine the life that you want. I feel like you don't even believe that you can have it. And this is why, like, I want to say that the energy in which you live the majority of the time is that, like, I want this, I don't believe it, I don't feel it, I feel miserable, I feel like nothing is working, but I want this, and I just want to give it to my higher self slash God slash angel slash universe, and I just want her to, to take care of it, while I still sit there thinking that my life sucks, and I want to, like keep focusing on what's not working and feeling miserable for myself and feeling sorry for myself until the universe fixes it all. But like this is not how it works. And it's again that picture. I think I talked about this on this podcast already. I like this picture so much, where it says that the man says to the universe, show me, and I will believe it, and the universe answers, believe it and I will show you. Like first you need to believe it. Like you can't not do the mental work and win in life, and you're in a good position, but you need to do something about your thoughts, because like you observe only what's not working, and even your desires are fighting each other and struggling with each other and like contradict each other, because like you don't want to look at them closely, because like it feels like it takes up all your mental space, and like it's too overwhelming. It's not the work that is overwhelming, it's something else that distracts you from this work. Like when you don't deal with your mental health and you start feeling numb and overwhelmed, and you just go and like, I don't know, binge watch a show, or I don't know, like play a video game or whatever else you do, or like, spend too much, like consuming drama somewhere, either in the, I don't know, gossiping with your friends, or I don't know, like on TV, you think that you're saving yourself from overwhelm, but this is not how it works. This is what's stealing your resources. It's such a weird reading, because I usually don't say things like that. I'm like, do what you do, do what you feel. And like, if you feel like you want to binge watch a show because you don't have energy, do that. But like, I feel like you've done this a lot, And seriously, like if it resonates and if it's helpful, reach out and send me a message, because I want to know. Because like sometimes when I do readings like this, especially if they are like collective readings, for example, for my Russian podcast, I say something, I see the story behind the cards and I share it, and Sometimes it seems to me that like it doesn't make sense and that it's not helpful, and then people reach out and they share that like everything I said was exactly for them and they needed to hear that and they're grateful. I feel so good because I'm like, people think that since I'm a channeler, I see everything about them. This is how I used to see. This is how I used to think about it too. Like when a person is a medium or like a channeler or I don't know, like some kind of I forgot the word. How they called in Russian? They called extra sense. How they called in English? Intuitives, light workers, healers. I thought that like when I work with one, she sees me or he sees me like like all of my life and they know everything about me. And now I know, now when I started doing this work myself, I know that this is not how it works. And when I pull cards, I just see stories behind the cards, and I'm usually the main character in those stories. And so I share what I see and how I feel, and it resonates with people. And then when they share with me what resonated, they like fill in the gaps in my story, and I start seeing the story. Like, the story is like an overlay, and then some person applies it on their situation and on their life, and like it just becomes different in my eyes, and it's so interesting. Okay, so let's see how you can transform and heal this. The last question for today: how you can transform and heal this. 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 So relax. I know you've heard this so many times, but you need to relax and you need to calm down and you need to not be so angry with life, and you need to work on your thoughts. You need to listen to some content creators that are talking about the law of assumption. On YouTube, I can recommend Semi Ingram and who else? Rita Kaminsky. Those are powerful content creators that talk about the law of assumption, and they just every time I listen to them, I feel I start feeling in control of my life, and it's just so powerful. Their teachings are so powerful, and I feel like you need that in your life. You need to start focusing more on your thoughts and start focusing more on creating positive thoughts from everything. There is this kind of mental diet where you just you come up with like at least 5 positive affirmations that are like umbrella affirmations that are just generalized and about everything in your life. Like, for example, I'm a very lucky person, everything is working for me, my life just works, I'm living such a good and happy life. And you repeat those affirmations, and then when you let your mind wander, when you get distracted, you then pay attention to, like, at some point you, I don't know, maybe like set an alarm clock or whatever, and you start paying attention to your thoughts. And if you think something negative, for example, that, I don't know, that you hate your neighbors because they're so messy and so loud, you notice and you catch those thoughts, and you change them into positive affirmations right away. And you say, okay, I love my neighbors are amazing and quiet and peaceful, and living in the place where I live is just so quiet and peaceful and amazing and lovely. And you start repeating this affirmation over and over and over and over and over again. And then when you let your mind wander, like after some time, you just catch it again. And alarm clocks help with this a lot, but you catch it again and you notice what you're thinking about. And if it's something negative again, you change it into a positive affirmation. Or if it's positive, you keep repeating this affirmation. And like, this is how you live. Like, this is how you live your life. And this is what you should do. Like, you need to take control over your mind, because I feel like now you think that your mind controls you and your life controls you, and you feel helpless and you feel numb and you feel exhausted. But like, the life that you live is the life that you created, and like, the aggression that you feel toward the world, use it, like look at it as this, what's it called, rage divine rage, or I think divine, I'm not sure, but like this rage that you can use to pull yourself out of the negative state in which you are living right now, because it's painful to live there. And like you need to focus on your thoughts. You need to consume a lot of content that will explain to you how you create your reality. And maybe, I don't know, like what else to recommend to you. There is also a book. It's written by a Russian author. It's called Surfing. Or like in Russian, it's called like Transurfing of Reality, written by Vadim Zeland. I know that English speakers talk about this. Like, I know that this book is translated into English. And Neville Goddard, I've heard a lot about his teachings. I listened to a couple of his audiobooks. Maybe listen to him. Like, you need to start changing your thoughts, and you need to be like more in control of your thoughts, because they create this chaos in your life. And because this reading was so chaotic, I also want to pull 3 more cards, and with just a message from the universe. Like, what do you need to know? What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? Let's see. So what you need to know right now is that all is well. Everything is okay. You're okay. You're moving in the direction of your dreams. The life is bringing you there. And like, if you're moving so fast that it feels overwhelming, it's because you're not up to speed with your higher self. And how to become up to speed so it wouldn't be that overwhelming is to feel better, is to choose thoughts that will help you feel better. You are the one who gives meaning to everything that is happening in your life. And if you feel overwhelmed, it means that the meaning that you gave the circumstances is not working for you, it's working against you, and you need to change that, because sometimes moving towards your dreams feels heavy. But like, in every moment of your life, you have a choice. You can choose positive thoughts, you can choose negative thoughts. You can choose to live in alignment with the positive, what's it called, not prognosis, but like what, not forecast. Genevieve Rackham, in her book Sexy Money, talks about it. I forgot how she says it, like what English words she uses for it, but she describes it as like, since you create meaning in your life, like when something happens, you have a choice. Like, even if it doesn't feel like a choice, but you have a choice. You can decide that it means something good, or you can decide that it means something bad. And usually you go by default, and like you use the meaning that was already attached to the situation of this kind, and like you instantly decide that it means something bad, for example. But you always have a choice. Oh my god, this is so good, actually. You always have a choice. Even like, what came to mind? I'm still like, okay, to make a long story very short, because I don't want to tell the whole story, but like the example that came to mind is that, like, when I wash my hair, and I sometimes see that I lost a lot of hair because I have thick hair, and this is why when I'm shedding, I'm like, I'm freaking shedding. And, like, it instantly means to me, instantaneously, right away, means something bad to me. Like, oh my god, I'm losing so much hair. Like, what's wrong? Right? But it's just thinking by default. And in every moment of every day of my life, I have the opportunity to choose. Like, I have a choice. I can make it mean something good, or I can make it mean something bad. I can make it mean something good. And so, like what Genevieve Rackham says, is that like based on your choice, like you either create a positive, and then I forgot the word, like prognosis, positive outcome, positive forecast for yourself, or a negative one. And you start living in accordance with this. And the trick is that, for example, if you make it mean something bad, then you start living in a mode of trying to prevent this bad thing from happening, but you're living in acting and thinking in alignment with that negative thing, so you create it. The way Vadim Zelen says it in his transurfing book, is that like when you align with the negative outcome and you start living uh, and like and acting in a way to prevent this negative outcome, you are aligning with this negative outcome. So you're bringing yourself to the, like lines of your life that create that. Like, for example, if I see that I see that I lost like a bunch of hair strands, and I got upset about this, and I made it mean that, like, it means something bad. It means I'm not healthy. It means that something's going on. Then I start living and acting and thinking how to prevent that. I buy, like hair loose, hair shampoo that prevents hair loss. I was going to say, or like I start taking supplements or something like that, and it seems like I am doing something to prevent this from happening, to heal this, but this is not how it works because vibrationally I'm aligned with the negative outcome. But if I look at it, look at those hair strands, and I see that like there's a lot of them, and I make it mean something positive, like, oh yeah, it means that twice as much will grow, and I will have fresh, glowing, shiny, not glowing, shiny, healthy, amazing hair. And I start living in accordance with this. It means that I don't buy supplements. I feel like everything is okay. I trust life. I'm excited about my new hair. I will create this outcome because I'm in alignment with the positive outcome. And like what I will do may seem counterproductive to the rest of the world because, like, oh my God, you're shedding and you're not, I don't know, eating, buying, drinking supplements, and you are not buying hair loss shampoo, like, what the fuck are you doing? Nothing. I'm chilling and I'm happy about my life. And they're like, you are doing it wrong. But this is what helps because I'm aligned with the positive outcome. And for some reason, I needed to tell you this story. Like, this is how it works, like you decide what everything means in your life. And based on what you decide, you create your reality. And you need to remember about this. And it's time for you to start learning more about this, to start learning more about the law of attraction, the law of assumption. I would recommend the law of assumption because the teachings are, I want to say more condensed, but I'm not sure if condensed means the same in Russian. In English, that it means in Russian. But like more, what's it called? I forgot about any other world again, I was going to say. Yeah, now I just forgot what I was saying. Oh, the teachings about the law of assumption are like, I feel that they are more powerful because they return the power back to you. And they say about that, like, you are the creative force in your reality, and whatever you say and whatever you decide will happen, whatever you assume will happen. And this is what you need right now, From then, if you feel called, you will start learning more about the law of attraction and how it works, because like law of attraction is more generalized, and like the law of attraction is, a more crowded space, and there are more people who also, like share some bullshit beliefs with you, some like everything happens for you. And if the universe doesn't give you what you want, it's because it's not divine timing. And like in the law of assumption, they say every timing is divine timing. And if something gets postponed, it's not because the universe does it, it's because you do it to yourself, like this is why I recommend the law of assumption, not the law of attraction. But like you need to learn to connect with the universe more and to build a more trusting relationship with God. It will be very helpful because you will start trusting that you can relax and let go and think better thoughts, because everything that is happening for you. But like I feel like right now it may put you in this victim mentality. And again, I want to remind you that like if it resonates, if you feel called, listen to the reading for group number 2. It also will be helpful for you, I feel like. So yeah, this is all I wanted to say. Group number 3, thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you so much for trusting me to help you understand more, like have more understanding about your situation. And I appreciate you so much. I want to remind you that I have one more podcast in English that is called Joyous to Be. And I do collective readings there. And sometimes I just talk about stuff that I feel important to talk about. And you can also work with me. I do express readings. I do channeling sessions. And if this reading was helpful, then I can say that working with me will be also helpful for you. So yeah, reach out. You can send me a DM on Instagram. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, and I will talk to you next time.